Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. I think now what we're going to do is we're going to start a little project. And we're going to build this project up throughout the whole entirety of the course. And by taking it in little chunks, I hope that you'll be able to absorb and learn and consolidate your knowledge. The first part of the project is going to be collecting data. So we're going to collect a user's name, and then we're going to collect the hours they worked in a given week. And then we're just going to output that information in a single print statement. So the takeaways for you are just to make sure that we understand how to collect data using the input function and how to use a print statement. And then again, later on, we will be enhancing this project. Let's get started. So these are our objectives of our first project. We're just going to create an application that collects two pieces of data. And I think you guys know how to collect user data. And then we're going to output the results using a print statement. And there's an example of the format of the output. So please give it a try. And then let's go over a solution. My advice to you, please try and do the project and pause the video. Sometimes when we start making a project or a solution, where do you start? Well, what I suggest you do is you look at your inputs, what you have to do, and then finally look at your outputs. If you look at it that way, the task will not seem as daunting. And the other way you can do it is break it up into steps. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and then fill in what you need to do in those individual steps. I hope that helps you, and we'll see you back soon. Open up Visual Studio Code, and we're going to create a file. I'll call it 01 hyphen, and we'll call this project.py. So what we've been asked to do is we're going to collect a user's name and the amount of hours that they worked in a week. So collect an employee name. And the next one we're going to have to do is we have to collect a employee's hours worked during the week. So let's stop here. First thing we got to do is to declare our variables. The second step is, of course, to do the program. Okay, so we always want to declare our variables first because if our program uses them, right, we have to declare them first. Declare some variables for our program. Int underscore hours underscore week. And we'll set initial value of 0. And then str underscore employee underscore name is equal to an empty string. Okay, let's write our program. Input, right? We need to use the input function, so we're going to set these variables that we declared. And the first one's going to be enter employee name. The second one is going to be int underscore hours week is equal to input. And we'll say enter weekly hours. Okay, great. So now we've captured the data. And the next phase, of course, is we got to generate the output to fulfill our little project. So how do we do that? Well, we've been playing with it for a while. We use a print statement. So print, and we'll do some concatenation inside here. And we'll say print out. The first thing we're going to do is print the employee name. Concatenate worked space plus int hours week. Notice the spaces on either side of the worked and this week. Now we're going to fix this up a little more later so it won't look so horrendous. So let's run this and let's just see if the program works. Okay, enter employee name, John. Enter the weekly hours, 40. And did we get output? John worked 40 this week. So let's add a space there. Add a space on our input. And a colon. And let's run this now again. And let's see. I'm going to clear that. Run. Okay, enter employee's name. John. 40. And we can see here, John worked 40 this week. Now, there's a little bug that we put into our program, which doesn't matter for this, but if you think about it, what does an input function capture? It captures a string. So let's do a cast, and that way int underscore hours week will be an integer. Because later on we're going to do calculations, math. Let's run this, and enter an employee name, John. Weekly hours, 40. Hit enter, and look at that. Oopsie, we have an error. Why do we have an error? Well, if we take a look at this, look. Int hours worked, we need to convert that back to a string because we're doing concatenation. And then if we run it, hopefully it works. Program's running. And let's enter in John. 40 hours. And take a look, it worked. Okay. And again, you may want to change the text a little bit. You may want to just add something in here. So perhaps we want to say hours this week. And that will just make it look a little prettier. Awesome. Let's just do it again. So when you make these edits, you should be checking. Okay, and take a look. That's the output. Perfect. Well, I hope the project went well for you. And if you'd like, here's some challenge exercises for you to do to enhance and learn a little bit more about Python. So give it a try.